I think guys, today we're looking at the turtle position and body positioning from the offensive player. So when you're in the turtle position, you need to first understand where to position your body. That's going to open up ideal opportunities of attack or transitions from the turtle. So we're going to start first from traditional turtle is the north-south turtle. So north-south turtle is when my chest is over the opponent's head and I'm looking to keep their hands away from my legs. Be careful in this position. If you're lazy, they're going to grab up singles and they're going to chain wrestle you to your back. So I like to position myself, toes engaged, chest connects to start with. My hands, try and keep them as a barrier between the opponent's arms and your legs. So I can go double C-cup on the bicep, bum in the air, knees off the floor to apply maximum pressure. This also allows me to cut quick angles. When entering submissions like anacondas or darces, I need to be able to have versatility of movement to be able to attack those. So try and get used to moving on your toes. Alright, you can block C-cup, double bicep control. I can also bring both my hands on the inside to prevent a really strong single or double leg attack or attempt. If I'm circling over, I can go overhook, grab the bicep, and on the front side put a C-cup. So if I was circling to my right, I can cup the bicep in the direction I'm circling to and block the bicep on the opposite side. So that's our north-south turtle position. Another turtle position is when I'm side on. So if I'm side on the opponent, I'm going to keep my hip bone against their hip bone. Right. What we have to be careful of, once again, is this arm. Keep the hand in check with a simple C-cup behind the tricep. Take your far hand and hook on the far hip. Be careful not to let your hand get too deep by itself. If someone wraps the arm, they can invert the position into a sweep. So keep the far hip in check and the near side tricep in check by simply putting a C-cup, keeping my hip bone against theirs. Once again, I can float my inside hip, put my foot out as a far base and drive pressure into the opponent. From this position, if my knees are off the floor, it also facilitates quick transitions into a back position, so should a gap arise. So allow yourself once again to stay on your toes with your knees off the floor. Alternatively, from that position, you can also look to place yourself on a dead angle. That's 45 degrees behind the opponent, off to their one cheek. Keep your shin across their Achilles. Prevent your leg from being entangled between both of their legs. If your leg gets stuck in between both of theirs, they can wrap it and look to invert into a leg attack. So when we're in the 45 rear position, I want to first take my shin and place it across the opponent's Achilles. Second thing I want to do is, once again, keep my hand on the far side hip. I'm connected to that at a 45 and my hand is keeping that tricep in check. From here, I'm also able to switch from the left side to the right side quite easily. My left foot, once again, deriving pressure into the mat and allowing me to switch positions relatively easy. In this position as well, you can be a bit more liberal with your arm. You can put it in a little further through, but do expect your opponent to try and Granbury roll. In this position, you can also allow yourself, if their opportunity presents and there's a gap between the elbows and the hips, to put in little sneaky hooks and look to climb your way. Once again, we're at the 45 rear turtle position. We want to make sure that that leg doesn't get trapped between the opponent's feet. If they're trapped, the opponent can roll and look to attack the leg. Keep your shin across the opponent's Achilles. In the turtle position, you need to first understand the typical reactions you're going to get from your opponent. Thereafter, you can prepare counter-attacks accordingly. If I'm side on, we can prepare and expect the opponent to try and suck my hand in and then roll. As they roll through, causing me to end up on the bottom. We negate that by simply keeping our hand further on the outside of the hip and then allowing that deep cut for them to be able to snag the arm. Opponent can also tripod up, putting their hands on the floor, picking their butt in the air. This is a very strong recovery position. When you're in this position, you have a number of options. The first one is to keep their hands on the floor. If their hands come off the floor, they're going to start building their base and deal with our grip and break the position. So the first position I'm going to go to is high under the armpits, and I'm going to keep the opponent's weight onto their hands. From here, I can look to break the posture. I also take my shoulder and I hide it under their armpit. From this position, we can use our body weight to break the opponent's posture, and then progress my game. Alternatively, you can go to the hips, but you don't want to stay here for a long period of time. If you're the opponent's hips and you're not driving pressure into their hands, they're simply going to stand up. We want to keep the pressure going into their hands the whole time. If you find you can't hold them down much longer, you can often transition into a single leg from that typical reaction. So as they come up, we keep them forward. They're still coming up, no problem. The leg's right here. I get the leg off the floor and I can transfer it into a number of single leg finishes. We'll cover that in another video. So today's video, guys, just covered the basic elements of body positioning when you're in the offensive on turtle. Rule number one, get your knees off the floor, put your toes on the mat, allow yourself to move in a versatile and efficient manner. Use your hands to always block the opponent's arms from snagging or grabbing your own legs. You have north-south turtle, hip-to-hip turtle, or the rear 45 turtle. Shin across the Achilles, connecting myself at a dead angle and looking to progress ourselves through the turtle position. Guys, I hope you like the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.